Alright, let's just face it, not everyone's going to make it in Stranger Things 5, especially in Volume 2, and I think one character's going down the next episode. I did a deep dive into everything we have seen, the foreshadowing, and what we haven't seen yet, and I gotta tell you, it's not looking good for these characters. First of all, right off the bat, Christmas Day and the Duffer Brothers are here to rip your hearts out with Chapter 5 Shock Jock. The only question becomes, who will it be? Because on one hand, you have this shot of Steve and Dustin in the Upside Down with what looks to be surging electricity. On the other hand, you have Robin in the Right Side Up, staring at what looks to be the radio tower being overtaken by the dark matter. Now, as far as the foreshadowing goes, on one hand you have Will screaming run in the Right Side Up, and on the other hand you have these scenes from Volume 1 clearly hinting at the fact that we are about to see some sparks in Volume 2.
Voltage, unless you want to fry.
Yeah, I know. I'm an idiot.
They linger on the shot just a little bit too long. And then there's this.
Nothing but concern for you since forever, and I have been repeatedly ignored. And now
Always looking out for Dustin, always putting himself on the line.
We are screwed because you don't know how to do the most basic thing like prevent a power surge. See this?
The power surge is brought up far too much in my opinion. Now, my money's on Robin because the teaser trailer basically doesn't show her in Volume 2 at all aside from this shot. And then you add up the facts that she is the shock jock at the radio station, and she has a date at Enzo's, which we know doesn't end well for anybody. The only thing giving me pause here is that it seems like a red herring that they wouldn't give Robin a poster for Volume 2. But this right here kind of sealed the deal for me because this is clearly them outside of the Upside Down and they're all consoling Will. Now, as far as the other two characters I think are going to go, yes, I think there's going to be two. We have to go back to these posters. Because as we know from Season 4 with Eddie's light being on his bike, there's always a sign for who's going to bite the dust. And in this case, I think it's going to be Jonathan protecting Nancy, and what would be shocking, but ultimately I wouldn't be surprised if they do it, Elle protecting Will. Those two could easily be swapped though, especially when you get this picture of Jonathan clearly back in the Right Side Up. They're all consoling each other, and Mike is in the background, probably wondering where Nance is. They're going to keep us guessing to the end, but ultimately the only one that I think is a sure thing is Robin. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.